That's right, everybody. It is the silence indicator, a volatility indicator. Very exciting. Haven't done one in a while, and we probably won't do another for a long time either because this thing was a pain in the ass. There's a reason why you're seeing this video a day late. Even when we thought we were ready, we weren't. These things take 5 times as long to do as a regular confirmation indicator would. So if you don't see another one of these for a while, and I mean a while, don't be surprised. First of all, they're not very common. Second, maybe it was just this one because it's another one of those Russian indicators, so things don't translate really well. It was just a lot of back and forth, a lot of work. So we hope you love it, but don't get too used to seeing them in the future. And while I'm on a rant, let me rant on this slide here. I normally say the same thing every week, but this week I'm not going to because I'm starting to see a lot of people I haven't seen before down in the comments section on these videos, indicator profile videos, asking some very basic no-nonsense Forex trading questions. These videos are not for you. What you need to do is you need to go here first. Read the first page. Watch the first video. Get caught up to everybody else. Then and only then do you need to be coming here. If you think you're going to come on here and find some really great indicators and just take them with you without knowing how to use them in our system, the very system that we test on in the results section, it's not going to work. You're going to have a bad time. So to my experienced traders, if you see these people asking questions in the comments section, do not help them. I know you want to help them. I want to help them, but it's tough love. They need to go back and do things right, just like everybody else has. Okay. Moving on, for the rest of us, let's talk about the specs for the silence indicator. The year is going to be 2009, well within the 1996 non-threshold we like to see here. This is, as we've mentioned before, a volatility, volume indicator. They're all the same. Not really, but pretty much are as far as we're concerned. The subtype, it's once we're done with it, again, a lot of changes were made to this, especially in terms of what you see visually. It's going to be a midline cross indicator. It was not originally meant to be that, but it is now. And as far as exit indicators go, you guys know, don't use volatility volume indicators for exits. Never a good idea. I've even played around with the idea of doing it that way, and it just never turned out well. But let's go ahead and give this thing a look. So the silence indicator looks like this after we're finished with it. And I want to reiterate this. Here's what you have to know with these indicators. It has nothing to do with this line crossing and closing above the midline or crossing and closing below the midline. Does not. Up here above the midline is a green light, below is a red light. That's all you have to know. So you go up here, let's pretend like your algorithm's all up here, and you see, is my algorithm giving me a go signal all across the board? As soon as that answer is yes, all you do is look down. And it doesn't matter if it's up here or here or here. Is this line above the midline in any capacity? If that answer is yes, then you make the trade. If it's down here, then you don't. Doesn't matter if it's just got here or if it's way down here. It makes no difference. It's a yes or a no. It's binary every time. So we provided an example here. And before I do this, I just want to let you know that when we do our testing, we test consistently with all these volatility indicators. We use the 20-period SMA simply to see not if this thing can improve an entire algorithm, but if this thing can just simply improve the 20-period SMA and nothing more, right? But sometimes when we use that example visually, it throws people off because sometimes price goes too far past the line. So as we know, that's not going to be a signal, all this kind of stuff. So what Dan did is he dug up a chart overlay confirmation indicator that's a simple color change. Looks like a moving average is not a moving average, okay? So it looks like a baseline is not a baseline, just say that, right? So when the color changes, you get a signal. Simple as that. And when you do that, you look down to see where the silence indicator is. In this particular case, it says go, so you go. In this case here, it says don't go, so you didn't go. Simple as that. But just remember, for testing purposes, we use the 20-period SMA, not this. This is just a visual example. Nothing more. Everybody got it? Good. Let's go ahead and get into the actual results. Now, just know, especially with this, the percentages you see are not going to be very accurate because all we're looking to do is to see how this thing can improve a simple moving average. Nothing more. So I have no idea how these numbers actually correlate to the things we've seen in the past with confirmation indicators. So for sure, don't get too excited. Don't get too let down. This is the best we can come up with. So just understand that. And then also know down below in the description, we got you covered. You are going to get my automation blog that shows how to test this yourself if you don't already know. And for things like volatility indicators, that's going to be very important. You're also going to get the blog. I do recommend you read that this week. A lot of information you're going to need to know to, for one, even just make the indicator look like what you've seen on the screen. Now, you're going to have no idea how to do that unless you read the blog this week. Or you can go to Dan's YouTube channel. He will have a video on this as well. There's always a supplemental video to the video you're watching right now on Dan's channel if you want more information. A secondary email address if you would like to submit an indicator for us to profile here on the Indicator Profile series. We've already done it twice. And then a place where you can go download this indicator and every indicator we have done on this show since the beginning. Keep in mind it is all MT4. If you're looking for MT5 or TradingView, you're going to have to run a search. I would say your odds are not very good that a super obscure indicator like this will be available on TradingView, so don't count on it, but can't win if you don't try. So search for it if you like to, but let's go ahead and get into the results, starting with the euro dollar. Now, if this was Forex, I would be very excited to see a pair of 11s on here. But again, this is just how well it improved a simple moving average. After the tweaks, 11% on both. And this could be significant. Remember, volume volatility indicators exist to eliminate losses. And as no-nonsense Forex traders know, eliminating losses is a big deal. It does a lot for your ROI. And this is what the silence indicator could do if your entire algorithm was no more than a one moving average. Which of course we don't recommend, but you get the idea. Moving on to gold, better on the daily. Again, how much better is that? I don't know. It could be a little, it could be a lot. You just have to test it yourself. Moving on to the S&P. If this is a confirmation indicator, I would love these numbers. But it's a volatility indicator. Again, I just don't know what that's going to do. But it's good to see nice positive numbers here. And then finishing off with Bitcoin. I believe, is this the highest ROI we've seen? It is, yeah. Sorry, guys. Back to Bitcoin here. Really nice, and you barely even have to tweak it. Assuming you're okay with 12 trades a year, which most of you probably are not. But it's cool to see you have options, and even on the default settings, we were cranking out an improvement there of 16.25%. Pretty darn good, but go download this and throw it into your toolbox and test it against your other volume and volatility indicators and see how it does. Don't get me wrong, we like bringing these to you, and we are not going to stop. We just might cool it a little bit on the volatility indicators for a while. Yeah, but with this channel, you get a lot. You get the Trading Psychology podcast every Monday, Indicator Profile series every Wednesday, except when we delay one day, which means Thursday, we have a video and we have a blog out. Go check out the blog. And then the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. It's all things finance, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe, hit the bell. We got you covered. Now go get it.